And you're absolutely right. I mean, I'm nervous as well, too. I mean, I can understand and share your concern. However, at the same time, Scott does bring up some interesting points, is that, if you do want to put your toe out and you do want to find some pockets of opportunities, they're definitely out there. I mean, I was concerned when we were in the 10-3 area just a few weeks ago. And quite frankly, with the things and the volatility and the way things are, the recovery is definitely going to be slow. Everyone's agreed to that. It's going to be inclined in a very slow and steady way. And so here's a chance now to maybe take advantage of a pendulum that's perhaps swung a little bit too far. Now, if you have the cash and liquidity requirements, you need to play on the defensive for sure. That would be in the short-term investments and highly liquid securities. But at the same time, Cheryl, I'd hate to lose on the opportunity to capitalize on some very good opportunities out there.
And Jordan, they're both kind of saying, are we selling off every minute that we get a bad news headline coming out of Greece or out of Hungary?
Sure, there's where the market should be from a fair value statement or a fair value perspective, and then there's where the momentum is. I mean, clearly, and previous guests mentioned earlier, is that we got very excited, and though the unemployment rate and our economy wasn't where the Dow was just moments ago, but the thing is that now it's starting to have these momentum factors that maybe perhaps get people a little skittish. The idea of maybe, is there a Lehman lurking again? Is there something underneath the blankets, if you will, that could potentially cause some severe problems? And so you get enough indications like that, and people are going to take a skittish step back. And so, in my opinion, yes, we're going to have some issues with the training wheels coming off from a fiscal standpoint domestically, but here's a great place to have some opportunity. Look at the E&P companies, the exploration production companies on the upstream. There's a flock right now to domestic oil companies. We at CK Cooper, we focus on that industry specifically, but therein lies a wonderful opportunity because obviously offshore drilling for the domestic United States is going to be a pretty tough environment over the next 18 to whatever months or years.
Guys, I want you to all listen to this because, we heard from Fed Chairman
profitable companies.
I want to go to Adam on one last point because you mentioned the energy companies, and I had this murky water thing in my head because Nicole was pointing out all the drillers are down today. You've got BP again down today. I mean, is this a time to buy an Exxon, to buy a BP, do you think, Adam?
Well, that's the thing is that this is when it gets a little bit more specific. I mean, you have to be careful because you have, obviously, the producers, you have service companies. So the service companies are the ones that are going to be affecting the worst, the negatively, and we've seen that reflected in the market because, any type of contracts that they may have implied, if there's a moratorium in the Gulf Coast, their services aren't going to be needed. I mean, that's just fact. And so the idea is that some of the production companies now moving on to the onshore and diversifying their portfolios to be an onshore oil producer. Naturally, a lot of financial wherewithals are going to be moved towards those service companies domestically, and so that might be a very interesting play to look at. So it's a little reading between the lines a little bit more, and I understand it's a little bit harder for the average investor. However, if you connect a couple of dots, you might be very well rewarded over the next few months.
Adam, you're reading between the lines. I got Scott over here jumping on both sides of the fence. I don't know what to do. Anyway, no, great advice, guys. Thank you very much. Scott and Adam, great to see you both. Nicole as well. We're going to take a break, folks. When we come back, will anybody do jail time for the BP spill? We're going to talk with the man